Class. So we started with the steps involved in the questionnaire, and there were 10 steps involved. We discussed about specify the information needed in the initial stage. We need to be very careful and we have to specify what information we needed from the respondent. Then specify the type of interviewing method. What kind of a interviewing method that we are adopting for this method? Either it is a structured interviewing method or unstructured interviewing method. Then the third step is determine the content of individual questions. So we took one example of Coca-Cola and understood how to frame a question in the questionnaire. The questions should not be double-barreled questions, means mixing two or more variables in one question and asking the same question to the respondent will leads to a big problem. Fine. So for that reason, we have to split the question and make it instead of one, two or three or four, depends upon the requirement. Then design the question to overcome the respondent's inability and unwillingness to answer. This is the next step where we need to take a lot of care in formulating the question itself. The question should be simple, understandable, clear in nature so that respondent can easily understand your question, and it should not be difficult for them to answer for it. We took an example of how many gallons of soft drinks did you consume during the last 4 weeks. If we ask the question like this, then it becomes difficult for the respondent to answer. For that, we modified that question and asked something: how often do you consume soft drinks in a typical week? And we have given four options. First option is less than once in a week, 1 to 3 times per week, 4 to 6 times per week, 7 or more times per week. And later we discussed about the decide on the question structure. There are two major types of questions. One is structured question, another is unstructured questions. So unstructured questions are the open-ended questions where you will allow the respondent to answer in a descriptive way, and structured questionnaire is the question where you will restrict the respondent to answer for the available options. These are called close-ended questions. So for your research, usually the researcher will prefer structured questionnaire as they will use the statistical package for social science software, that is SPSS software for analysis. So there close-ended as well as structured kind of a questions are preferred. So most of the people will prefer to go for structured questions. In structured questions, we have three types: multiple choice questions, dichotomous questions, scaling technique questions. Multiple choice question is the question where a respondent will be given multi options for answering a question, and dichotomous questions are the questions where the two options are given for the respondent to choose, and scaling techniques are the techniques whenever a researcher require information about the consumer perception, attitude, behavior, lifestyle, psychological aspects, then we need to use the scaling technique. This we discussed in our yesterday's class. Now we'll go further. Determine the question wording. In the next step, you need to determine the question wording. Define the issues in terms of who, what, when, where, why, and way. The 6 W's you have to use while wording the question. Who, what, when, and where are particularly important. Yeah, because it answers the questions. That's what these kind of questions are important. Here, the wording of question, we have one example. Which brand of shampoo do you use? And generally in common, we ask which brand of shampoo do you use? But it's incorrect. You need to ask this question in a different way. Which brand or brands of shampoo have you personally used at home during the last month? In case of more than one brand, please list all the brands that apply. See how specific it is. Which brand of shampoo do you use? See, when you look at the consumer behavior, especially with respect to shampoos, most of us use different brands of shampoos as it belongs to variety seeking buying behavior. While staying in home, we use one brand. If we go for traveling, we may use different brand, or for 1 month we use one brand, second month we use another brand. That's what, instead of asking this question, you ask the question in this way. So this is called determining the question wording. Then comes identify the form and layout. Designing a questionnaire is an art as well as science. Anybody can't design a questionnaire because it needs a lot of patience, lot of information, as well as systematic way of arranging the questions. Divide a questionnaire into several parts. Yeah, a questionnaire will have a different parts in it. The first part is of introduction, where a researcher will introduce himself or herself. Something like, I am pleased to introduce myself as Uday Murnal, studying MBA second semester at VUS Institute of Management Studies. As a part of my MBA, I am conducting a research on customer attitude towards shampoos, a case study of Bagalkot. In this regard, I request you to furnish the information, and the information provided by you will be kept confidential and will be used for academic purpose only. So in the first part, you introduced yourself, what you are doing and what you are expecting from the respondents, and also you told that information will be kept confidential so that you can take into the confidence, you can take the respondents into confidence you are introducing and telling them like. And the second part is personal details of the respondents. We need for identification purpose as well as for analysis purpose, we need personal details like name, age, gender, income, education, occupation, and then family size, etc. These all information we need for identification and analysis purpose. Then starts the next part, that is body of the questionnaire, where the series of questions will be asked as per the requirements, and finally closing it by saying thank you and taking their signature, date and place. So these are the several parts of the questionnaire. You need to divide them and you need to arrange them in a proper sequence. The questions in each part should be numbered, particularly when branching questions are used. Yeah, most of us commit mistakes while designing the questionnaire. We don't number the questions properly, and we draft some sub questions. There we need to use the alphabetical numbering. Say for example, there are 5 questions and fifth question is branched into another 2 questions. That you make it as 5, 5A, 5B. Branching of questions is important, as well as numbering of the questions are important. And also giving instructions in the questionnaire is important. If you know the answer for question number 1, continue the survey. Else, quit the survey. For example, you are doing a research on consumer awareness towards XYZ company. And the first question is, are you aware of XYZ company? If the customer says no, then there is no sense in continuing with that person for further surveying, because he don't know about XYZ. Then what he will provide? For that reason, you have to write, if no, quit, else continue. The questionnaire should preferably be pre-coded. Yeah, that's what numbering of the questions, as well as what kind of a questions do you include in the questionnaire, that should be done well in advance. The questionnaires themselves should be numbered serially. It should start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't skip any number in between. Once you done with this, you can go for reproduction of the questionnaire. The questionnaire should be reproduced on good quality paper and have a professional appearance. We should not take the printouts in a rough paper. We should take it in a Excel bond A4 size paper and take the photocopies of it. Questionnaire should take the form of booklet rather than a number of sheets of paper clipped or stapled together. As a student, we draft for 1 or 2 pages, but the corporates and other consultants will frame huge number of questions. Then they need to make a booklet and take the photocopies of it. Each question should be reproduced on a single page or double page spread. You are not supposed to take the printout on the backside of the paper. Vertical response column should be used for individual questions. So if the question are having responses, they should be recorded in vertical columns. So after doing this, pre-testing. Pre-testing refers to the testing of the questionnaire on a small sample of respondents to identify and eliminate potential problems. This is also called as pilot study. The questionnaire you designed may be correct for yourself, but for the respondents or for the others, there may be several mistakes, there will be several errors, some questions may not be easily understandable, there may be some problems in the questionnaire. That's what you have to need is, you have to take a small sample from the population and pre-test your questionnaire by issuing the questionnaire to that sample, asking them to fill it, and also give opinion about the questionnaire, how the questionnaire is designed, any problem that they faced while filling the problem, any questions that they have not understood, any biases allowed in the questionnaire. This all information you need to take. If you get complaints, then you have to correct it and again design the questionnaire and take photocopies of it, and then go for final survey. So this is all about steps involved in questionnaire design. If you have any questions or anything, please. Switch on your audios. Mic on ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.